Hi, I'm Ray Bouchard. I'm chairman of Blue Green Connections, and we're here today to announce the approval of the Florida Gulf Coast waters as a Mission Blue Hope Spot. Mission Blue is an organization founded by Dr. Sylvia Earle, who grew up right here in Dunedin and became a world-renowned oceanographer. When she was a little girl, she would walk down here to St. Joseph's Sound, and she was fascinated by the creatures that live here, and that led her into a life of exploration and scientific research. She's Time Magazine's first hero of the planet, and she created Mission Blue to help designate areas as hope spots so that we can help keep the oceans healthy and clean. Here's Vicki to announce a little bit more about what hope spots are.
Okay, I'm Vicki Love. I'm the president of Blue Green Connections, and like Ray said, we're very, very excited that the Florida Gulf Coast has been declared as a hope spot. It's a fairly large hope spot. It goes from Apalachicola Bay all the way down to 10,000 Island and seaward for about 100 miles. We chose the north boundary for the imperiled oyster reefs that are up in Apalachicola Bay that are now in the process of being researched and hopefully restored. The south and west boundaries we chose to cover a large portion of the hard rocky bottoms, the Florida middle grounds, and blue holes. And blue holes are really fascinating features that are currently being studied by Mote Marine Laboratory and Aquarium. They are deep undersea caverns that support a large diversity of life, and some of them still have connectivity to our freshwater aquifers. So it really drives home the point that we have to be very cognizant of our actions on both land and water because they are connected and it's all one big system. Other features that the Florida Gulf Coast Hope Spot includes are seagrass beds, mangrove forests, saltwater marshes, and barrier islands. And all of these are important to the wildlife that live in them, as well as to us, but they don't do any of us any good unless they're healthy. So you can see that the area is very wide, it's very diverse, and our base of support is very wide and very diverse. It includes conservation groups, scientific and research organizations, educational institutions, governmental entities, businesses, and many, many individuals. And the fact that our shared waters, our shared coastal waters have been declared as a hope spot gives us a unifying rallying point that we can all gather around to collaborate on research and education to help promote conservation and sustainability so that the waters are healthy, not just for us, but for generations to come. And I'd like to thank all of our supporters that are here today. We have Commissioner Gao and Commissioner Gracie and Commissioner Kynes from the City of Dunedin. We have Congressman Christophers, thank you very much for being here. And we have Commissioner Justice from Pinellas County. Thank you very much for
Absolutely.
being here.
Good morning.
We also have Ed Sherwood from Tampa Bay Estuary Program, and we have Kevin Cooper from Mote Marine Laboratory and Aquarium. And I know a few of them would like to speak, so you want to start with you, Kevin?
Yeah, sure.
Just so thankful to the team at Blue Green Connections, Vicki and Ray and Tracy. You know, it was just such a great opportunity for us to get involved with this as a legacy project for a couple of reasons. You know, Mote Marine Laboratory has grown into a global marine research institution, but there's always something real special about home. And we were established in 1955 just down the road in Placido, Florida. And so this is a great opportunity for us to really reaffirm what we've always known, and that's the unique opportunity to protect Florida's Gulf Coast as a center for research and conservation and education. But it was a little bit more than that, as you know, back when we started with Dr. Eugenie Clark, who is a pioneering marine scientist. Back in our one-room trailer lab there in 1955, she met Dr. Sylvia Earle, who went on to found Mission Blue and went on to establish the Hope Spots, and over time they grew in both friendship and a professional connection. So for us to be able to celebrate their legacy and partnership and connection right here on Florida's Gulf Coast into the future with this Hope Spot is really just something special for us. So we were glad to be involved. Thank you for all of your work, and thanks to Mission Blue for designating it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. Ed, you want to?
Good morning. Ed Sherwood, Executive Director of the Tampa Bay Estuary Program. I know I remember fondly growing up as a kid in Newport Richey, just north of here, fishing at the mouth of the Pithlacoochee River for redfish and scalloping off at Anklo Key. And this designation and all the work that has gone into this designation as the Florida Gulf Coast as a Mission Blue Hope Spot really brings home the significant global resources that are represented along the Florida Gulf Coast. We, as that Tampa Bay Estuary Program, are very proud to be part of this collaboration. We're very proud of all the investment that has been made in the region to restore seagrasses back to the 1950s levels in the Tampa Bay Estuary. So this collaboration will further those efforts throughout the Florida Gulf Coast, and we're very proud to be a member of it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioner Justice.
Thank you very much for being here this morning. We're excited about this announcement. This designation is critically important because not that long ago, some would look at Tampa Bay and our estuary as not so full of hope, but have this designation to be a hope spot is the result of all the hard work of our state and federal partners, our local governments, the estuary program, Mode Aquarium, all the different partners coming together to realize how important it is to protect the resources we have. So very excited for this designation. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Commissioner Guy, Gracie.
Good morning, Jeff Gow, City Dunedin Commission. What an exciting day this is today. 20% of our oxygen throughout the world comes from the Amazon, and we know what kind of devastation is going on there even today. And 70% of our oxygen comes from our oceans, so it's incredibly important that our oceans are protected. There was a wise woman, Dr. Sylvia Earle. She talks about how at one time we really didn't know, just because of the vastness of the oceans, that we could actually do any damage. But now we know. And so the idea is, what are we going to do about it? And so the Hope Spots are just one feature, one legacy project that kind of brings it on home on the importance of the oceans. And so it's just exciting that this is an exciting day for our oceans, the Gulf of Mexico, the entire west coast of Florida, and here locally, our St. Joseph Sound. So it's just a wonderful day, it's an exciting project, and I'm just glad to be part of it. Thank you.
Well, good morning, and thank you for all being here in delightful Dunedin. As my colleagues have mentioned, and on behalf of the City Commission, we're thrilled to have this designation in our Gulf of Mexico. It aligns with so many things that our city wants to do, aligns with what our region is wanting to get healthier, and certainly what our state wants to do. So all of those encompassing facts really make us proud here in Dunedin to be that home and that impetus for the change that we need to see in our healthy waters. On behalf of the City Commission, we all know that our environment is our economy. And so this is vitally important that we get it fixed, and we have the recognition for our residents to want to do the same. And a big thanks to our residents here who came together and saw that this was a need in our community. And thanks to the City Commission for getting behind them. Thanks to the County Commission and all of our investment partners, and certainly our research partners. It's a great day here in Dunedin. Thank you much.
I want to thank Ray and Vicki and Tracy because they're Dunedin activists. They really got on the bandwagon and they had a Herculean effort to pull this off. This is really an amazing effort. From Apalachicola to the 1,000 islands.
10,000 islands.
10,000 islands, even more. But it's, we also want to thank Dr. Earle, who grew up here and has begun these mission hope spots throughout the world's oceans. So City of Dunedin is so pleased that we could be sort of the epicenter of this Herculean effort. And we thank you all, we thank all our partners, the county, the Moat. We're so happy that we have a representative from our federal CRIST. And so we thank you on behalf of Dunedin and the Florida Gulf Coast. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Deborah. And did you want to say anything for?
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for being here for Congressman Fritz.
Yes, ma'am. Thank
And,
you for having us.
yes. And Florida Aquarium also wanted to be here, but they weren't able to attend. They had a conflict. But you can see how much excitement there is about this designation. So Tracy's going to tell us a little bit about how we're going to celebrate.
Hi, I am Tracy Love Tippin, board member for Blue Green Connections and event coordinator. So we're planning a weekend of festivities here in Dunedin to celebrate this special designation, October 25th and 26th. We're going to begin here with a Friday evening gala here at the beautiful Fenway Hotel. We'll have food from local eateries, Cash Bar, some local prominent speakers, including Ed Sherwood and Kevin Cooper, who are here with us today. And our keynote speaker will be Dr. Sylvia Earle herself. So I encourage you guys all to come out and enjoy that. Tickets are actually available now on our website at bluegreenconnections.org, and seating is limited, so come on out for that. That's our fundraising event. All the proceeds of that will go towards our future efforts of collaboration on research, education, and restoration for our waters. We also, the following day, will have a free event open to the public that will begin with a city ceremony in Pioneer Park, followed by a scientific pub crawl, or think and drink. We'll have a local scientist at each of the downtown microbreweries talking about their research and educating us all on water sustainability. At the same time, we will have a family-friendly event at the Scottish American Society, where we'll have wild native animals from local conservation organizations, lots of hands-on activities for adults and children alike, games, arts and crafts. We'll be doing a scavenger hunt and a poker run. It's going to be a fun weekend of festivities. It's also the weekend before Halloween, and this is Dunedin, so obviously costumes are encouraged, and we will be giving a prize for the best sea creature costume. So come on out and join us that weekend. We would love to have you all. Thank you.
Okay, so everybody knows how precious these waters are to all of us. They're also the home to over 100 endangered species, including critically endangered species like Kemp's Ridley turtle. I'd like to remind everybody of something that Sylvia Earle said. We need to respect the oceans as if our lives depend on it, because they do. Thank you very much for coming today.
Thank you.